Is Gilgamesh going to be the Zenobia destroyer? Let's find out in this video. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdom video. My name is Legend Ronnie and today is going to be Gilgamesh Commander Spotlight. It has been released in our commanders list alongside a monitor, the two new archer commanders for our arsenal, for our rallies, and as everyone is expected, Gilgamesh to be the Zenobia destroyer. Well, let's find out and let's see if that is actually going to be true, because I might have a different opinion. But again, I have been wrong in the past judging commanders, and probably many other people have been judging commanders before they have been released, before testing them. But again, a lot I have to talk about Gilgamesh, because again, we are all expecting something to change this Garrison meta that is happening right now. Everyone wants a change, so everyone wants to believe that he's going to be what we want him to be. So obviously that is generating a very interesting chemistry, right? Because we have Zenobia and we have YSS, which are pretty much destroying everything in Garrison. So we want to believe that Gilgamesh is going to be the one that is going to destroy her. But before we go into that, I got something very important to show you. Just a reminder of how important forts are. So as you know, right now we are in the pre-KVK. We are on the 4th stage, so going on to the kingdom rank. We are fighting very closely. I mean, the fire camp is very far behind, but the earth camp, which is our camp, we are rank 1 and rank 2. So this is something very spectacular. This is something that I probably haven't seen in many pre-KVKs, when one camp is earning the 1st and 2nd rank. So yeah, we are a very tight match. Just in case you're noticing and you're seeing the messages about the Marauder encampment and the reminder about how important forts are, I have been saving the forts. I can probably go all the way down and see the time, but since about 10 o'clock or something like that, or 9 o'clock, I don't know. Yeah, it's resetting because we keep getting Marauder encampment loot. So I can't go all the way down to show the time, but like I was mentioning, I am saving this for, I don't know, a couple of hours, just a couple of hours, like 6-8 hours. And I have already collected today 3 crystal chests, 3 of them. And this is another 2 crystal chests that I can collect today. So let's go ahead and let's claim all the Marauder encampment loot. And holy moly, scrappy, that is 84 emergency action points recovery. That is very nice, isn't it? And when I collected this morning, when I woke up, it was 104 emergency action points recovery. So that's almost 200, that's almost 10,000 action points that we have generated today from the Marauder encampment. And it would be the same if you're killing forts. But obviously you need activity for that. Now going back to our commander, because we have sidetracked for a little bit, for a couple of minutes. But anyway, that's just something very important as a reminder for everyone how important forts are in general. So going back to Gilgamesh, because you probably have thoughts, why Ronnie? How is Gilgamesh not going to destroy Zenobia? What is going on? What are you talking about? Well, first of all, let's go through his skills, right? I mean, that's the most important part. 1500 direct damage factor is the same as Nebuchadnezzar, which is alright, and then it reduces the health of the target by 30%. So this is what makes everyone believe that Gilgamesh is going to be the one. He's going to be the next best thing that is going to take Zenobia, because it's going to counter her health increase, right? Because Zenobia, with her primary skill, she does 50% health. It's going to be quite a lot to keep going up and down. Yes, when you expertise her, gain 50% increased health and 30% increased damage for 2 seconds. That's a huge boost. And then going further onto his skills, he has the 2nd skill, which gives archers health bonus by 30%. And we've tried to see if actually that is something that the archers really need. We've tried that with Edward and Nebu. And that is a very nice rally composition. And Edward has the skill as well as Gilgamesh, right? And Edward gives 30% health bonus plus a much bigger and crazier nuke, and that still didn't work. All damage dealt by archers, this is something new. and this is definitely very powerful. Archers led by this commander gain health and deal up to 20% increased damage to enemy troops that have fewer than 50% of units remaining. Just in case you're wondering how is this working, it's basically how the health bar is working. So you probably keep changing the garrison, you're probably reinforcing the garrison. Same thing with the rally, you're reinforcing the rally, you're reinforcing and keep it full, but it's about the health bar. So when that health bar reaches 50% on that garrison, you're dealing 20% increased damage, at least in theory. You can definitely check the battle report and then you can tell if the 20% damage is getting activated. 100% is going to get activated. Then you get onto the third skill and you get archer attack bonus, which is going up with the stacks up to 50%. So that's pretty big for archers. A very, very nice boost. Not gonna deny it. Archers benefit the most from attack. So from the 3 units, well, we have 4 type of units, but siege don't count. From the archers, infantry, and cavs, the archers benefit the most from the attack. Infantry benefits the least, and cabs are somewhere in the middle. And then we go on to his 4th skill, which this is also the second belief where we think, or at least everyone thinks, that he is going to counter Zenobia, because the normal attack damage is reduced, and with his expertise goes up to 15% less damage from normal attacks, and that's pretty big. That's exactly what Zenobia has, increasing normal attack and reducing normal attack. If we go on to her 3rd skill, or no, on her 2nd skill, normal attack damage reduction and normal attack bonus, 15 and 15, that's pretty big from Zenobia. And Gilgamesh is trying to mitigate some of the normal attack damage that he receives for a rally. That is something really new. And then it causes a blood craving debuff on the target afflicted. Troops suffer damage when healed, and it goes up to 700 when you obtain his expertise. This debuff lasts for 4 seconds and can trigger at most once every 5 seconds. Now this is very important, and this is why it needs to be tested before we can tell that he's going to bring down Zenobia. And you're probably wondering why. Well, when Zenobia does her primary skill, she's getting 2 times the heal buff. So to make you understand better what I'm talking about, if you haven't noticed that on Zenobia, she has the 1100 healing factor, and then she has the small healing factor. So she first gets the big heal, and after that she gets the smaller heal. And I didn't really check, even though I have her max. Probably should have checked in a garrisoning situation, like, is this buff being resetted, or it only applies when she gets the smaller heal. So that's something I didn't check, so I can't really say if she gets the health and damage buff when she does the big heal, or if it's being reapplied when she does the small heal, or only gets that when she gets the small heal. But the whole point, because we're talking about Gilgamesh, is that she gets 2 times the heal. At least that's what I observed by using my Zenobia, which means that if she does that, in theory there is no cooldown on how many times she is getting damage, or how many times, because it says when healed. So you should get 700 damage factor on Zenobia, and then another 700 damage factor. Now that might be very interesting, and that would be a lot of damage. And then it would definitely make me believe as well that it will counter Zenobia when she will get so much healing. Now, if that's gonna be the situation, we will definitely find out when we will see some rally reports from Gilgamesh. But in my opinion, and my honest opinion, he is nothing very spectacular, to be honest. Just because he does a healing debuff and he does a little bit more damage on targets that get healed, and just takes a little bit of normal attack damage reduction, most likely his reports will be okay. That's my honest answer that I can give regarding Gilgamesh. So I'm not expecting him to give us like super positive trades, like the rally is getting, let's say, 1 million dead and the garrison is getting 2 million dead. I doubt that that's going to be the situation. What I believe is that you will have even trades, and I'm pretty sure that people will be happy even with that, just making sure that there is a rally composition or something that will be able to cause a lot of damage to Zenobia. But one thing I'm gonna be pretty sure about it, that most of you are wrong about, is that he's not going to be first. He looks like a conquering commander, but let's recap of the current meta that we have in the game. Like right now, if someone wants to rally because Gilgamesh is not yet available, it's gonna be after next mightiest governor, so it's about 13 days or so, or 12 days until people can really use Gilgamesh, is Ramses, right? Is Ramses and Nebuchadnezzar the two commanders that can be used in rallying with archers. And surprisingly, we are not using Nebuchadnezzar first, even though he has the skill tree, so he can generate more rage and do skill damage, because that's what archers do, right? A lot of skill damage. And we're actually using Ramses being first, who has the attack tree. And that is the only archer rally composition that we can use right now to hurt Zenobia, or at least spend archers in rallying Zenobia. If the opposition who is defending with Zenobia and YSS is reinforcing properly with infantry, even Ramses and Nebuchadnezzar, they have really bad trades. So my best guess, as crazy as it sounds, in order to take Zenobia down, we are not going to use Gilgamesh first, even though it will make a lot of sense because he reduces the enemy health. My best guess is that we will still use Ramses first, but obviously, like I said, we need to test this before we can tell which is which and what is actually working, because Ramses offers so many benefits, even in a rally or in a march. He is such a great commander. When you check on his skills, 40% flat attack, then skill damage taken reduction 30%, that again is pretty big. Then you have another chance to get more archer attack. After that, you have a chance to get defense bonus 40%. So at least for those 3 seconds, you know you're getting less damage. And then with his expertise, makes the target immune to healing effect. Now this might be a little bit of a conflict with Gilgamesh, because you don't truly want healing immunity on the target, right? Even though he does 1000 damage factor over 2 seconds, and then decreases the defense by 30% for 2 seconds. So putting Ramses first, it means that when Gilgamesh is gonna go in, it's just gonna cause a lot more damage. But if Ramses is gonna cause the healing immunity, then it's gonna handicap the benefit from Gilgamesh, right? Because Gilgamesh has the 4 skill with his expertise that needs to cause damage on targets that heal, right? Because this is gonna be the part where Gilgamesh will fail in rallies. You need targets that causes heal, that does heal. So if your target is not doing healing, or if they switch immediately to calves like a Jadwiga YSS, I say that you're pretty much ducked, because you will not do enough damage, right? And it's gonna be archers versus calves. It's gonna be very interesting how things is gonna work out, but I still believe that still Ramses leading with the attack tree is gonna be the thing to make Gilgamesh work. Now if you go Gilgamesh and Nebuchadnezzar, that will be the most effective way, so you can benefit from the 4 skill from Gilgamesh. So it's kind of narrowing the path of how many commanders will work with him in rallying. Because for the field fight, I'm going to be very honest, Gilgamesh is not made for field fight. So if you're thinking about investing in the new archer commanders for field fighting, take my honest opinion and just don't. Gilgamesh and Amanitar, they are not made for field fight. Even though, like I said in the previous video when I've done her commander spotlight, she does have a 800 direct damage factor with a little bit of AoE, but too many of her skills, they're not working on the field fighting. So therefore Gilgamesh is just made for rallying, and Amanitar is just made for Garrison. So make sure you fill one of those roles before you want to start investing in one of these commanders. Going further up, we have Nebuchadnezzar, and I think that will be the only way, and that will be the only commanders. I mean, they both have similar beards, if we just want to put it like that, that how Gilgamesh might just work in rallies, because as much as I believe that Ramses will be the thing, If Ramses will cause healing immunity exactly when Zenobia is about to heal, then it's gonna go in conflict with Gilgamesh for skill, and that's gonna be a bit of a bummer for Gilgamesh. And RNG is a lot, so probably in some situation you're gonna your skills from Ramses and Gilgamesh will be synchronized in such a way that you're not going to inflict the immunity when Zenobia is healing, but on the same thing is not something you want to keep trying out, like, oh my god, this time didn't work, let's rally again until it's gonna have a good sequence. That's not something you want to go for. A good synergy that he might have with Nebuchadnezzar, well, if you want to use Gilgamesh with Nebuchadnezzar, you definitely have to put Gilgamesh first, because Gilgamesh reduces the health of the target, so that way when Nebuchadnezzar is firing off, his skill will definitely cause a lot more damage on the target, because the target is being debuffed by a 30% health. You get the 30% defense bonus, counterattack damage bonus, which permanent, it does increase some damage, and you have the 10% chance to deal more damage and reduce the march speed, which in Garrison is a little bit irrelevant. I just don't understand why they added this. I really don't. I am expecting that we might get some archers in the future where they might have some skill related on hitting marches that have march speed reduction on, because when you're reading a rally, like you can only hit garrison in cities, not like you can rally marches on the field for the march speed reduction to have an effect. So I don't know, that's pretty silly on Nebo. I thought that for a very long time, that's pretty silly. But like I said, in the future, we might just get some commanders that have something to do with this, you know, because companies like this, they probably have 100 commanders planned in advance, just in case you're wondering. So probably they have them on the paper, like how they plan everything, make sure that all the skills are working together and all this. They have this already planned. It's just that they need to do the animations and everything for the commanders. And then you go on to the 4th skill, which I really like. The 4th skill from Nebuchadnezzar is a flat 15% damage bonus and then the rage reduction. And on his expertise is just the additional damage, the 500. So I believe that this might just be the best option for Gilgamesh, Nebuchadnezzar with Gilgamesh, but Gilgamesh being first for rallying and then Nebuchadnezzar being second, so you can get the health debuff on the target and then Nebuchadnezzar firing off. But I still believe, and I want to believe that the best results might just be with Ramses, because of the flat attack increase, just because archers benefit so much from attack compared to the other troops, and that's 40% with another chance of getting 40%, and the flat skill damage reduction just makes Ramses so amazing and defensive in the same time. An attack tree is not bad, to be honest, it just doesn't generate rage, but again, is the healing immunity from Ramses that might just not make this pair very optimal. You get a lot of all damage increase from Ramses. You get, again, all damage increase from a Fortress. Then you get a lot of attack increase, good rage, reducing all damage, some permanent counterattack. And you manage to do the full archer tree with Ramses and get all this good stuff from attack tree. That's why it makes him so amazing. Because if you go on Gilgamesh talent tree, which by the way Gilgamesh has the same thing as Nebuchadnezzar, is archer, conquering and skill. So if you go into the talent tree of Gilgamesh, right, you cannot go with a full archer tree because you need rage. These commanders do a lot of skill. If you just want to go with rejuvenate and clarity, then even another 10 talents will most likely just get you Phoenix Tail. And if you really want to get the whistling arrows, you have to give up some attack. And I believe I can do... Look, I don't even have another page, because this is the best talent tree in my opinion for archers that have the skill talent tree. But I'll do this for the purpose of the video, and let's see if we want to have whistling arrow max. Like, how far can we go onto the skill tree? And I think, yeah, that's gonna be it. So it means that you'll have to give up on some rage. 6 rage per attack. I'm not sure I would really want to give up on that, even though it looks very small and minuscule. But if you're really not a big fan of feral nature, this would probably be the second best talent tree that you can go for Gilgamesh. So it's this one that I use, and I'll honestly be very in favor for this one with feral nature. I'll rather pop skills as fast as possible, as often, or however you want to call it, rather than just trying to go with more all damage and stuff like that. But again, Ramses is working. Ramses with Nebuchadnezzar is working way better than Nebuchadnezzar with Ramses, which means that it's probably because of the full archer tree. There you have it. And let me know in the comment section below what you believe or what you think about Gilgamesh. Is he really going to be the Zenobia destroyer? Is he going to be the next best thing in meta rally? Already said in this video what I believe about him, to be honest, and nothing very crazy, just something okay. But obviously more we will find out when he's going to be released and once we get to see the first rally reports. Until next time, this is your boy Ronnie signing off. Peace out, yo, and take care. See you on the next one, and stay safe out there, my friends.